Hey everyone, this is part one of two, maybe three videos that I'm going to put up on my fall creations that I've been working on. I'm going to just kind of highlight each one and tell you what supplies I used. Most of it is going to be coming from the Dollar Tree. I do have a couple of pieces in here that did not come from the Dollar Tree, and when that is the case, I will show you, or I'll tell you where I got the material from. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start with this one that's up front. This all came from the Dollar Tree. This is 4 of those houses that Dollar Tree sells. I think everybody who shops at Dollar Tree knows these houses. All I did was paint them. I painted the insides that cream color. I had to put a lot of layers on it because I wanted to cover up the patterns. I knew I was going to paint them when I first bought them, so I bought the least colorful patterns that I could find, and because I knew I was going to paint over them with a light color. So it probably took about 3 coats to paint them, and then I painted the edges in the black. And this the decals that are inside are just the wall decals that Dollar Tree sells. Now these don't usually, some of them stick really well, some of them don't. I bought some for my son Ethan's bedroom, and some of the ones I bought stick really well to his wall. Some of them peel off by the next day. So what I did is I applied them where I cut them out individually, and then I applied them where I wanted them. And I went over with a layer of Mod Podge on top just to keep them stuck, because I wasn't sure if this was going to be one of the ones that would stick or would peel off. So then I used some of this, the brown, I believe it's Spanish moss, and kind of layered that in the bottom. Now when I first made this, I wasn't thinking that I would be adding anything in the bottom. I would have positioned this up a little higher, you know, to compensate and leave space at the bottom, but I wasn't thinking, and I went back after I had it all glued together, and I just thought, something is just missing. So I went ahead and added these little touches. It's just a little flower, a little pumpkin, some acorns, and a pine cone, and the same thing over here, these little bitty pine cones. And like I said, this is all from the Dollar Tree. The only thing that might not be, I can't remember, these teeny tiny little pine cones, they may have come in a pack of pine cones from Walmart, but I'm really not sure. So don't come at me if you look at Dollar Tree and you can't find the little bitty ones. I'm not exactly sure where they came from. It was either Walmart or Dollar Tree. I do promise that. And yes, I did hot glue the houses together. That is a mantelpiece, so that is up on my mantle. This here is inspiration that I got from another channel on YouTube. If I can remember which one, I will put a link in the description of this video so that you can go see some more of the things that she has made. And hopefully I can remember. I think I saved it or liked her video so I could go back to it. I will search and search and search and get it for you. But this, my cat has been into this. I mean, cats can't resist stuff like this, so I need to go back and like glue it down. But I kind of don't want to, because I will change this out as the seasons change. But really all this is, these are those little milk jugs the Dollar Tree sells. They're painted and distressed with some sandpaper. There's the twine you can get at Dollar Tree. These are all Dollar Tree flowers. And again, this is all just extra clippings of the flowers that I had, and another acorn. This pumpkin came from Walmart. I do know that, in a pack of little pumpkins. So that was from Walmart. This is all Dollar Tree stuff. These are 3 of their picture frames, painted and glued together with the glass left in, one of them for the bottom. And these are their little Jenga game pieces, also painted and hot glued on, and their nautical rope glued on around it. So it just kind of makes a nice little platform, little display platform. Now I've mucked up the flowers in there, taking it apart, but I will go back and put it all back together before I put it back up on display. Just wanted to show what that looks like. All right, let me show this. This lantern itself I bought at Target this summer. So that was actually in Target's dollar spot. That is not a Dollar Tree product. The ribbon came from Hobby Lobby. Everything else is Dollar Tree. This, all I did was floral stuff. I arranged all the florals. The florals are all from Dollar Tree. I arranged them. I made a bow and I filled the bottom. These little wood pieces came from Dollar Tree. I searched and I searched and I searched and I could only find one bag and I grabbed it. But it doesn't fill it all the way to the top. So I do have river rocks that I bought from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna go back. I worked so hard to get these flowers in here in the way that I liked them. It took me forever. So I'm just really scared to mess with them too much. I think I might just drop the rocks in between the flowers because I don't want to disturb it too much, you know. The cat already does enough as it is. So that is on a table, usually sits on a table in my living room. And I love the lantern because you can change it out for the season. So that's it there. All right, I'm gonna save this big guy for last. Okay, we're gonna move into the topiaries I've made. I had originally made these for the spring and summer. And these tiny little buckets, they're so cute. You can find these over in the party section, usually around the wedding area, the wedding favors and all. I think they come in a pack of 6, I believe. But yeah, like I'm gonna use them for my crafts, right? I thought about painting them and then I decided against it. And all it is a little bit of craft floral foam in the bottom. See where I tried to hot glue it? Yeah, that didn't work. The first time my cat knocked it over, it came tumbling out. Anyways, that and a little, one of those little skewers, or you could use a wooden dowel at Dollar Tree. You can get those at Dollar Tree. And and the Spanish moss. And then I wrapped well, let me go back. For the spring, what I did, I don't know if you can see it in between here. Yeah, you can see it just a little bit right there, I believe. That is that green moss that Dollar Tree sells right in there. And all I did for the spring and summer is I did not wrap the dowel. I left it plain wood and there was no ribbon on it. And I didn't have all the flowers on it. I just had the green moss on it. And I had these sitting around in my living room and in my hallway, my entry hallway. And I thought they were really springy and all. So I had these, I had 6 of them sitting around. And I wanted to remake them for fall. So what I did is I kept the bottom the way it was. I wrapped the dowel with twine, put a pretty bow on it. Well, pretty, but it's twine. And I just hot glued a bunch of these little mini mums right on top of the moss. And that was it. I think it turned out really pretty. I love the color. That's that deep orange. Looks like fire to me. But anyways, that's one. And that's all 100% Dollar Tree supplies. And there's 2, which I thought was so pretty. The red mixed with the orange. And it's the same thing. I just kind of added that little piece that came off another piece of a flower. A floral arrangement from the Dollar Tree. Just to give it a little added dimension. Those are both the little mums. Now these were the miniature sunflowers or daisies or whatever. Same thing, except I didn't wrap the dowel with the twine in this one. And I added like a little pumpkin and sprigs of the little grass coming up. Again, more dimension. All of this is Dollar Tree, except for the pumpkin. That pumpkin was in the pack with the other little pumpkins from Walmart. So there's that one. And this one's my favorite. I love it because I love yellow, yellow, yellow. And same thing, all Dollar Tree, except I'm not quite sure where that little pine cone came from, Walmart or Dollar Tree. So there's that one. All right, the bigger ones. In one of my Dollar Tree hauls, goodness gracious, I have a frog in my throat. I need some water. One of my Dollar Tree hauls, I posted these boxes, which are just adorable. And this was my idea for most of them. This was just a topiary that I decided to make in these boxes instead of using little buckets and things. And I just kind of, I'm not finished with this one yet, so I figured I'd use this as part of the video just to kind of show you. I cut up some craft foam to fit inside the box, and I did use hot glue. Now it will melt if your glue gun is set to a very high temperature. So if you can change the setting on your glue gun, I have one where I can change the setting, so I set it low so it won't melt it as much. So I used my hot glue gun and glued the foam, the craft foam or floral foam, whatever you want to call it, into the box. I wasn't really sure how much of a dowel I would need to give it enough, to put down in there enough to give it stability. So I used one of the longer dowels, or skewers actually. It was a skewer sold like with all the barbecue stuff in the Dollar Tree. So I put that down in there and I added a little bit of hot glue just to stabilize it even more. This one I painted the dowel. I thought, well, maybe I just like the look of the brown. I'm not quite sure yet because I haven't finished this one, see? And then what I did was use that brown Spanish moss in my glue gun, and I covered the styrofoam ball that I used, which I had one sitting here because I was going to show it, but it's gone. It must have rolled away, and I guarantee you, if Loki heard it, then he's gotten it, and it's gone. I'll have to find it. Anyways, the styrofoam ball is in the center of all of these topiaries. There's a little styrofoam ball in there. So I coated that styrofoam ball with the Spanish moss, which takes time and patience, and you will get burned. It doesn't matter how low you set your glue gun. And then I covered it with these hydrangeas. I trimmed them down, as much as I could just to give it a tighter look. And I just sat and hot glued them all on. So, and that takes time. It is tedious, but the end result I think is just beautiful. This one, the orange one, I love the look of the burlap mixed in. I did cover the dowel or the skewer with the twine, and I added the little pumpkin and a little extra flower and an acorn in there to give it more dimension and color. And then I went around the edge, the top edge of the box, and added some of that nautical rope. So I thought it turned out well. This one in particular, these two of these little boxes, because this is one I just finished last night. And this one I added pumpkins and an acorn. These were very top heavy because these boxes are very little. These are the smaller ones. And so what I did was added some rocks. I got some rocks out of my driveway because I don't want to waste my river rocks that I got from Dollar Tree. So these rocks are from my driveway. And I just threw those down inside there just to give it some weight on the bottom. And now they're much more stable. So that's those. All right, now this big beauty took me a long time to make. If you were lucky enough to walk into your Dollar Tree and catch them when they first put them up on the shelves, then kudos to you. I have been looking for more since then, and I cannot find them. These were the pumpkin wire wreath frames. Say that 10 times and see if you can get it out. This is actually 2 of the wire wreath frames put together. If you cut this in half, this is 1 wreath frame. It's really meant to be hung on a wall or on your door, but this came from a channel that I follow that I love. She's called This Southern Girl Can, and I will link her in my description box so you can go check out all of her videos. She is amazing. She's funny, and yeah, she has some of the best ideas. I just love her. She's so creative. I get a lot of my inspiration from her. So go check her out. But anyways, so this basically is the nautical rope wrapped around every single twine or tine in these 2 pumpkin wreaths, and then you put them together basically and wrap it to combine them into one. Okay, all I did after that was just create my little floral arrangement inside, and that is what took me the longest. If you watch her video on this, that's the exact same thing that she says, is that the floral arranging takes the longest, because I'm picky, and even now I look at it and I think, gosh, I could put this there and this there. There are so many little nuances. Like there's a couple of little acorns there. If you look down here, there's a little gourd here. These little berries. There's a little pumpkin down here. I mean, there's treasures everywhere you look that I tucked in. There's a little pine cone here in the middle of the leaves. All of this, guys, all of this stuff came from Dollar Tree, except, let's see, that gourd, well, actually, it all did. It sure did. So far, I'm not seeing anything that came from anywhere else. All of this stuff came straight from the Dollar Tree. See, yep, you got a big acorn here. More berries, a little tendril there. Oh, that came from Walmart. That was in that pack of little pumpkins. So I tucked that one in there. Another pumpkin. That is a Dollar Tree pumpkin. Yeah, so there are little surprises everywhere you look. And it took me forever. Oh, this at the bottom. This is actually one of those Dollar Tree wooden pictures. It's it's the ones that had, like, it was flat and then it had the little pop out saying on it. All I did was pop that off, and I hot glued a block of floral foam into the bottom, and I carved out, I sat this down inside the foam, and I carved out like a track so that this would nestle right down in the middle of it. And then I used my hot glue and I just sat it right down in there once I was finished wrapping it all with the nautical rope. And the nautical rope does go all the way around just so it's stable. And yeah, and then I added some Spanish moss to kind of hide that foam before I started adding my leaves and my flowers. And then at the top I added this little arrangement here. I have since bought those big leaves. I don't know that I'm gonna come back and add more. I feel like if I add more, you know, it kind of gets to a point where, sorry about that, it gets to a point where you keep adding and then you kind of mess it up. So I'm scared to keep adding things. I think I'm just gonna keep it like it is because I like it. So anyways, this is part 1, guys. I have, I think I have about a half a dozen more projects that I have completed. And I have 2 more wreaths that I'm going to be making. And I have all of these signs here that I need to do something with because I don't completely like them the way they are. I love the red truck. I think this is adorable. But I don't like glitter. I'm not a fan of glitter because it gets everywhere. So I got to do something with this. I love these signs, but they're kind of plain to me. And again, we got the glitter. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I know a trick for glitter on signs is to spray it with hairspray, but you got to be careful because these things are paper. So you don't want to spray too much on it and then they start bubbling up and rubbing off. So you kind of have to be careful. But anyways, I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. If anybody has any ideas, let me know in the comments. And then I have these, which I love these little faux wood looking signs they always put out every season, because after the season's over, I like to turn them over and do something with the backs. So if you like this, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell and change it to all, and give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's a little bit long, but hopefully you got some inspiration and you can go out and craft. If you have any questions, leave them for me in the comments. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Keep being kind to each other. Bye.